I've been in truck driving for a long time. Luella Bates is believed to be the first female truck driver, and that was in 1920. Long time ago. Pretty cool. Well, let's start off with the first comment on my video was from Caveman Ken. Caveman Ken says that women can't be truck drivers. That the only reason we're driving truck is because somebody came along and created an automatic transmission. All the stress and horrible crap just goes away when you drive an automatic transmission. This job gets so easy. I can float gears. I can float gears just good as you can, Caveman Ken. Question came from my friend Cheryl. She wants to know, how do we walk from the truck to the truck stop in the middle of the night when it's dark and it's scary and dangerous? Well, you know, I've been out here for, well, if you count the time that I've ridden in a truck before with my late husband, I've been over the road for 9 years, and I've walked to the truck stop at night in the dark and nothing's ever happened to me. I was never afraid to walk in the dark, and I should have been. Someone gave me a can of pepper spray, a little thing of pepper spray. I have never even taken it out of the door. I feel bad for the men out here because they go in a shipper and receiver, and sometimes they're like treated really rudely. People are mean to them, and they're mean to each other, the men. The male drivers, if you listen to them on the CB, it's just a constant war of anger towards each other. Too much testosterone out here. One day, a friend of mine he's another driver. He was sitting in his truck at the truck stop, and he said, there's a woman driver in the truck next to him, and he said that she won't even look at him. And so this is when I proceeded to tell him the story that explains why she will not look at him. And this has happened to me a few times before I learned not to look myself. I was sitting at a truck stop in Utah, and I just climbed up in the front seat, got my coffee, just, you know, waking up for the day, and I just happened to see like a little bit of movement over here. So I looked over, and what do I see but this really old guy looking at me, and he's not wearing a shirt. And I looked over, just for a little second longer, and he stood up, and he was completely naked, and he grabbed his junk and gave it a good shake. Well, that's why we don't look in the trucks next to us. We don't look. And if you're going to be a woman out here on the road, I suggest you not look at the trucks next to you. As a matter of fact, when you get into the truck stop and you back in, you should probably close your front curtains and lock your doors. Bit of some Me Too stuff in truck driving when it comes to being women. A lot of guys are gonna flirt with you. A lot of guys are gonna say you're beautiful. I'll just say thanks and just go on about my business. And most people are pretty decent to you. I've never really had any problems with people trying to hurt me or anything like that. I've heard stories of women being attacked and all kinds of really scary things that have happened, but I think that they're pretty uncommon, pretty rare. I think if you just do what you would normally do at home when you're in your house at night sleeping, you lock your doors. God decided to give us patience and empathy. He had to, or else we would have killed our kids. We have to take care of screaming, crying children. So it prepared us for this job. You need a ton of patience to be a truck driver. You got to be able to drive through rush hour in Chicago and not go all road ragey. Females make excellent truck drivers. And on top of patience, we have empathy, which keeps us from tailgating a vehicle full of children because we don't want to kill somebody's babies. So I think we make excellent truck drivers. Another thing I want to talk about in this video is mental health issues with truck drivers. Being out on the road is a very lonely place to be. Other than calling your family on the phone and your friends, we don't really get a lot of human contact. A lot of people have said it's kind of like being in solitary confinement in jail. You're stuck inside of this box with no other people, we need people. We need touch. We need people to touch us. We need hugs. It gets really lonely and it gets depressing sometimes and sad. Said that truck drivers suffer from depression and we don't talk about it. We're not allowed to talk about it because if we are depressed, if we check the box that says we have anxiety or any kind of stress disorder, we're not even allowed to get our license in some places. We can't take pills for depression because they'll come up in a drug screen, and that's a no-no. So you'll fail your drug test if you're taking any kind of antidepressants, which is a shame because we have to suffer in silence. We have to make money for our families. We have to make money to pay our bills, and trucking can make you depressed, very, very depressed. One major factor of suicide is loneliness, not having someone to talk to about your problems. Everyone gets lonely, but out here on the road, you get 10 times lonelier. Your mind is left to wander and overthink, and everybody needs someone to talk to. So here are a few hotlines for you truckers out there who need someone to talk to.
Come a little closer, I wanna dance with you. Everything's moving slower, I don't know what it is you do. I've been looking at you all night, trying to figure you out. I just wanna make you smile, hold your hand in my hand, looking at the sunset. Man, you're looking good tonight. I wanna kiss you before the sun goes down. It's what you do.